Hello and welcome to 7GR Tier 2 Round 10. We're in Spain tonight. I'm by myself this week, no Jake. So looking forward to a good race. Hopefully I don't run out of things to say. Hopefully we'll have a good race tonight. So here we go. Not one of people's favourite tracks, Spain, but I am a fan. I'm one of the very few people that like this track. And I'm hoping that there can be a good amount of racing today. Plenty of room to overtake with the two DRS straights that there are. Both with very good chances to overtake someone. Not to mention turn 3. Also a very good place to overtake, as we have our first car of Lucas Clark going out on track. We'll see where he can come today after his race last week. Finished 14th in his debut race. See if he can creep his way up into the points this week, as we have all the cars now coming out on track. Interestingly, at the moment there's K's in the pits on the mediums and Finley is out on track on the mediums. So we'll see what they can do compared to the soft runners. I think there is quite a big difference in this track between those two sets of tyres. So we'll have to see what both of them can do. Lucas Clark going to the end of his outlap now. See how good his run through the final corner is. Oh, it's not good at all. Oh, it's really not good. Oh dear. Right, so Lucas Clark will be the first retirement of today then. Meanwhile, VQ will be the first person to set a lap now. Nice and smooth. Just want a good banker in at the moment. Don't want to push too hard. It's a shame for Lucas Clark there, as his teammate, I believe that is, the Ferrari of Woody Ketchup, just stopped on track there. Meanwhile, VQ 21.9 in the first sector. Nice and tidy through that. Finishes as sector 2. We'll see what he will do. The first person to set a lap. Only 2 drivers in the pits now. Everyone's out on track. So, VQ will be the first to set a time, 1:17. Will be followed by Joel, I believe. Will be the next to set a lap time. What will he do? 1:17.8. He'll be followed by, I believe, Winnitz. Goes 1:17.9. He'll be followed by the Ferrari of Finley, who's invalidated. But his teammate, however, Fresh, goes 4th. Meanwhile, Killer Miller, 1:17.3, takes that top spot there. Next across the line will be Woody Ketchup to start his lap, and Bashika to go P5 with a 1:18.001. So, lots of people crossing the line there. Meanwhile, Vaughan, one of the people to watch in this race, will be next to come across the line. There'll be quite a few people to watch in this race, as the top 5 are only separated by just 17 points. Vaughan only doing a 118. Meanwhile, Lenny just crosses the line with a 118.5 as well. His teammate Adam 117.9. Meanwhile, is that an Alpino Toto, who is one of those top 5 with a 118.217. Podgy Porter next across the line. Oh no, sorry, not Podgy Porter. VQ. Meanwhile, Winnett 117.2 takes it, got a lead by over a tenth now. Finley invalidated once again on his lap. Meanwhile, Killer Miller up to P2 there. Woody P4. We have Bashka into the pit lane. Fresh Ibrahim also into the pit lane. And then I believe Vaughan back on his lap again, 3/10 up on his previous time. We'll see what he's going to do here. Looking like high 117 at the moment. Yeah, 117.9. That's a good lap there. Gets him up into P6. Meanwhile, there's a Red Bull that's off the track. I think just letting people past. His teammate RL Lenny crossing the line. Goes 2/10 quicker, but not enough to move himself up a position. So next across the line will be Podgy Porter, who is on alright lap there for Podgy, 118.3. Bottom of that first little section, but I'm sure he can improve on that. Meanwhile, VQ, his teammate, gonna cross the line, 10 seconds down, so not pushing clearly. Killer Miller gonna cross the line, 4/10 up. This isn't a push lap from him either. Winnets invalidated. Meanwhile, will be the next to cross the line to start his first lap. We'll see what he can do there. Finley invalidated once again. Must be struggling with those medium tyres. Ferrari of Woody Ketchup also invalidated, but Winnets behind also not really pushing there. So it'll be Vaughan next across the line, who isn't pushing. I think everyone's going into the pits now. It's probably about time. Yeah, not surprised. Podgy Porter in sector 3, but this is very much not a push lap, I don't think. So Adam, yeah, the horse probably going in the pits this lap. So we've got everyone who've done their push laps that are either just doing a quick cool down one, recharge a bit of their battery, or cool down their tyres maybe, just do a slow in lap. So Joel now going to start his next lap. See what he can do. As Will coming round the final corner, what will he do as his time? This looks alright. 118.4. Plenty of drivers in the 118s, plenty of drivers in the 117s. I wonder if we'll see anyone in the 116s. Meanwhile, Finley 10th on those mediums. 4 laps he did on them before he could get a time in. Dylan will be starting his first lap now. Crouchy also on the mediums, just noticed that. Who's out on a hot lap right now then? Just Joel, by the looks of it, is the first person on a hot lap, or is it Podgy Porter? It's Podgy Porter, but he's 10 seconds down. So meanwhile, Joel, 2/10 up, but he's lost it. But be careful in the curbs around here. It will catch you out if you're not careful enough. Will Finley down on his time. So Dylan invalidated already. Adam on his out lap. So I think the next driver to cross the line, I believe, Bashika, possibly. Next driver to cross the line on a valid time at the moment. or a time that is higher up. So we'll see what Bashika can do here. Meanwhile, I'll just give you a few of the stats at the moment. We've had 8 different winners in 9 races so far. The only person taking 2 wins at the moment is Joel. See if we can get another new winner, or possibly a winner for the 2nd time, or Joel for the 3rd time. See what goes on here today. Bashika is P4. So Crouchy goes 119.1, so not quite quick enough on those mediums just yet. But he has some speed. Meanwhile, RL Lenny, 3 milliseconds down on his time at the moment. We'll see if he can change that by the end of the lap. Bit of sliding there from the back of his car, but he keeps it nice and controlled. Comes around to the final few corners. Last chicane. It's important to get a good run out of here. He does, by the looks of it. So will he improve? Yes, he will, by 5/10. Wow, that was a big improvement from Lenny there. Meanwhile, Crouchy going to be the next to cross the line. Is 3/10 up on his time as he goes into the wall. Is he out? No, he's managed to keep it going. So Bashka will be the next, but down on his time. Adam down on his time. Finley on his outlaps. Hodgie outlap. VQ outlap. K's down their time by 3/10. So unless they can gain a good amount in this final sector, they're going to stay where they are for now. Interestingly, at the moment, Winant still has that 1st position, and he'll be looking to take his 5th pole of the season so far. He's the person with the most poles this season at the moment, followed by Vaughan with 2, Bashika with 1, Joel 1, and Crouchy 1. So Winant's looking like the favourite to win so far. Dylan crosses the line. What's he going to do? 118.4. Joel on his outlap. So Bashika. See what he's going to do. That's definitely not a push lap. So go to Adam. Is invalidated. Finley also invalidated. Podgy up by a 10th. VQ. Where is his teammate? He's here, not quite seeing. Oh, it's Podgy Porter retires from the session. Oh dear. Losing it coming out of that fast right-hander. We could see a few retirements there today. Oh, his VQ invalidates not just this lap, but his next lap. Got to be careful. Meanwhile, Dylan down a few tenths on his previous time. Is invalid now, so I believe Joel next, and he is a 10th up, which will promote him just 1 position to P6 at the moment, but I think he might be able to get some more time out of that, get his way up into that top 5. Joel won the previous race at was it the previous race? I think. Yep, Joel did win the previous race at Silverstone. It's a good win for him as he goes up to P2, so he did find a lot of time there in that final sector. Possibly able to challenge, get a good battle going today between Joel and Winnets. We'll love to see that. And VQ also up there. A good person to watch as he gets in the mix with the other drivers. Not really want to back out of a move. He likes to commit to them. Meanwhile, next driver to cross the line will be Vaughan to start his next flying lap. Killer Miller also going to start his next flying lap along with his teammate, who he's just behind. A possible strategy here from the Alfa Romeos. I think they're a bit too far apart. Meanwhile, Joel up a 10th again. So he's going to be starting to get close to Winnets' time there. I think there was just a little jiggle from the car going out of the hairpin there, but he controlled it nicely. As he invalidates, so I think he's got just enough time if he's quick, possibly to get out again, but it is going to be a bit close then. So Woody Ketchup starts his lap. Crouchy coming across the line, improves by a second and a half. That is very much quicker than his previous time on those mediums, so he goes P7. As Adam will be the next to start a lap. Fresh Ibrahim going to start a lap. Vaughan going to be the next to cross the line. We'll see what he can do. He wants to be up there challenging for that pole position. He wants this title. He's another one of those 5 that could win this race as he gets P7 there. It's Toto going to start his lap. Winnets also behind, going to start his lap. And Keys will be the next driver across the line, but he's a second and a half behind on his time. Meanwhile, Killer Miller up by 3 milliseconds. Might not be a big improvement, but it's an improvement nonetheless. But he loses 4/10 of those final few corners. That is massive. So, next driver across the line, Crouchy, but he is invalid. He's going to put it into the pit lane, so that is his qualifying over. Woody Ketchup going to start one more lap, I believe. Adam going to come and finish his lap, start one more. As Crouchy retires from the session, that would be in the pit lane then, so nothing major. Right, as the cars that cross the line now, their qualifying will be complete. So Fresh Ibrahim, what will he do? He'll go up by a second, but only to P15. Meanwhile, Vaughan up into P5, Cruz by 10th. Toto Wolff down 2/10. Adam up 3/10. Lenny gonna finish his qualifying here by the looks of it. Meanwhile, Winnets, I believe that is, going even faster, or was he? Sorry, didn't see, as Kays goes quicker than Joel there. His teammate Killer Miller just behind. Will he, he'll put himself up into P4. Bashiko went down on his time, not quick enough for him. Joel out on the mediums for some strange reason, not sure why. An interesting choice as Woody Ketchup crosses the line, goes up to P5. Next car to cross the line will be Adam, up by 6/10, goes P3. That's a solid lap from Adam there. Next car across the line will be the Haas of Fresh Ibrahim, down on his time though. Will be followed by Vaughan, who is also going into the pit lane. So Bashika, no, not Bashika, sorry, Toto Wolff up by 3/10. We'll see. That puts him. Oh, he lost a lot of time there in that final corner. Many drivers losing a lot of time there. Meanwhile, Winnets goes across the line. Is he gonna prove? No. I'm sure that's much to Joel, Kays and Adam's delight. There's a little pack here, followed by Joel leading it. Who's done a pretty solid lap for him mediums there. Doesn't matter because his quickest lap was on the soft, but that was very quick for mediums actually. I think Joel has a solid chance of winning this race actually today. So, your order for today will be Winants in first, followed by Kays to finish off that front row, less than a tenth behind, followed by Adam, Joel and Killamilla. So less than 2/10 separating these top 5 here. So this could be a close race. Alright, Bashika, Woody Ketchup, VQ, who has had a penalty there. 5 place grid penalty. I didn't see when that happened. Finished P8, followed by Vaughan, P9, Crouchy, P10, and then Lenny, Finley, Toto, Podgy, Fresh, Dylan, Will, Lucas Clark to finish off the order. So we'll see what can happen. Will Winants get away quick enough to get away from the cars racing behind him? So we'll take a look in the race director, see who's going to start on what tyres. So VQ down into 13th because of that grid penalty. We'll have to see what that was about later. So we'll see who chooses what tyres. I assume the ones who can choose mediums will choose mediums. There is a powerful undercut around Spain actually, so we'll see what these strategies will be up at the front. Be interesting. So Lenny gets promoted up a place into that top 10 on the mediums because of VQ's little penalty there. So all the drivers that can choose mediums clearly choosing them. Don't want to be wasting the time and advantage that they've got. So we could have an interesting start here. Winants has had some very good starts in races, but recently not doing the best. Winants last few races, not like the best he'd be hoping for. He had a P7 in Britain, but before that he did get a P3 in Netherlands. However, DNF'd before that, so he wants to be getting himself back up onto that top step of the podium again. He is starting from pole today. His aim will be just get that gap large enough so that he can break away from the field and not have to deal with the DRS, because it is powerful around here. You've got that whole straight to get in that slipstream, get past the driver, and good braking zone into turn 1 where there's plenty of room to go side by side. So there is very much opportunity to get past here, especially if the car in front doesn't have DRS. So that is something drivers can bear in mind. Don't necessarily need to use their battery along with the DRS to get past. So just waiting for the drivers. As Podgy, interestingly, goes on hards there. Must be expecting a late safety car, or hoping for one at least. Not sure why he'd start on the hards. I believe it is a 1-stop or a 2-stop today. Mediums to hards or soft medium medium. Lucas Clark opting for the soft. He's probably trying to get those places up after that early retirement. Doesn't want to lose out. So I have to see what happens then. So yeah, not really much else to say on the strategies and opening laps of the race. Obviously, very close between these top three, especially in qualifying. Less than a tenth between Winners and Kays, and like I think 600ths between Kays and Adam. So we'll see who can get the better start. Not sure how long the run is down to turn 1, but I think it is a fairly long one. Obviously, that then means Adam and Kays have the advantage on Winnets, as drivers readying up now to start the race. So the wait is over. It's time to see what happens. Winnets will be the one leading the pack off of the start. As they eventually get away, yep they do, as Kays gets a much better start than Winnets there. Winnets gone down, Adam getting a better start than Winnets as well. Joe tucking him behind, could this be? He's going to go for the late braking, he is, he gets past Winnets. Winnets down to P3 after that start. Bashika making it past Killer Miller. Still battling though as they go around turn 3. Woody Ketchup getting past Vaughan, Vaughan going rather wide. Meanwhile at the back, Will FC, Dylan all getting past Podgy Porter, who must have had a bit of a poor start, as Lenny and Fresh are now battling out here. We'll see who can come out on top of that, as Will gets past Toto. And at the back, Crouchy getting past VQ, who must have had an awful start down in P18. Podgy Porter 15. Meanwhile, Lucas Clark up to P12 at the moment. Meanwhile, Will gone round. Will, the first retirement of this race, as that is a virtual safety car. Crouchy and Finley just swapping places there. As Kays has a fairly big lead there over Joe. It's a pretty hectic start, that one. So the order now, as they come up to the end of lap 1, is Kays, followed by Joel, Winnets, Adam, Bashika, Woody Ketchup, Killer Miller, Vaughan, Lenny, Fresh, Lucas Clark making up a lot of places there. Up into P11 from the back, followed by Toto, Podgy, Dylan, Finley, VQ, Crouchy, sorry, and VQ going into the pit lane as he gets 5 seconds. Speeding, oh dear. Meanwhile, virtual safety car will be ending soon, so we'll see who gets a good run at the end of the virtual safety car. It's lasting quite a while here, I have to say. We've almost done a full lap with the virtual safety car. There you go, it ends there. No warning though. We'll, think I know a way to fix that. I think it's display. You can just go in there and then come back out, and you'll get the notifications. Or not. Meanwhile, Woody Ketchup has gone rather wide at the fast right-hander there. It loses all his positions down into 13th now. Possible damage, I believe. Meanwhile, Kays and Joe breaking away from the field drastically off that restart. Joe will follow behind. Crouchy getting past Woody Ketchup. They trade positions there. Meanwhile, Joe gonna use his ERS, same as Kays. Won't get past this lap, but he's still got that ability to use the ERS next lap. Oh, but he does have a better run out of turn 2. They're going to be side by side through the fast right-hander of turn 3. Joe just in front at the moment. Joe will go a bit later on the brakes. Will Kays try and fight back going into the next corner? No. That was some good racing there. Wonderful move by Joe, just taking advantage of the mistake of Kays. Meanwhile, Dylan getting past Podgy. As winning, so dear! Oh, it's all gone wrong for the McLarens here, hasn't it? She gets disqualified for going the wrong way. Oh no. So both McLarens out at the same corner as well. It's now even bigger that gap because of this between Joel and Case. This could be very big for the standings as of now. So we'll have to see who will end up on top at the end of this race. Joel sets the fastest lap once again. Hayes just behind him. As Woody Ketchup also DNF there. Bring out the fast right-hander as there is a full safety car. So a person who could get a big advantage from the safety car being at the back here is VQ. He's just having a little Sunday drive. He is on the hard tyres. He can go to the end of the race, I believe, just about. Still 30 laps to go, but it's up to drivers now whether they want to pit or just wait a bit longer, possibly. See what they can do. But if I was one of those soft runners, the softs are only going to last about another 2 or 3 laps. 3 or 4 laps, sorry, at this rate anyway. So there's probably a wiser option to pit for mediums at this point. So we'll see who goes into the pits and who stays out. Medium runners, they could go into the pits at the moment, but I personally wouldn't, because you've still got a lot of life left in those mediums that you can get out of them. Yep, as the soft runners going into the pit lane. All of them going into the pit lane. Medium runner of Fresh staying out, like I said. Lenny, Lucas into the pit lane. Toto staying out. Dylan staying out. Podgy staying out. Crouchy into that pit lane. Finley staying out. And V2 will probably stay out as well. So, I was right for once. Medium runners all staying out. People on the softs all going to mediums at the looks, by the looks of it at the moment. Yep. So, Fresh will now lead this race, followed by Toto, Dylan, Podgy, Joel, Finley, Kays, Adam, Bashika, Vaughan, Lucas Clark, RL Lenny, Crouchy, VQ, Killer Miller, and up the back of the field. So, an interesting order now is Kays and Finley having a bit of a thing there. Finley's disconnected by the looks of it. And the position changes. So Fresh Ibrahim up 14 positions. Wow. So massive gain from him there. Toto up 10 positions, P2. Dylan up 13, Podgy up 10 positions as well. So that's massive gains for that top 4 there. Joel down 8 position, Finley up 5. Hayes, Adam, Bashka and Vaughan all going down positions. Lucas Clark up from the back to 11th, so he's gone up 7 positions. Good race so far from him. So we can keep this up till the end. Meanwhile, Lenny down 2, Crouchy down 4, VQ down 1, and Killer Miller losing the most positions, down in last at the moment. Lost 10 positions. So, see what can happen. Safety car will be out for another lap, I believe. Then it'll come in. Let's hope we don't get another one of them this race. Just as the DRS starts getting turned on as well. Just it gets interesting. So, we'll have to see who gets a better run. Now, Joel up in P5 at the moment, the freshest, highest, he's in P5 and he's got the freshest tyres of those that are around him at the moment. Podgy Porter in front on the hard tyres, as well as VQ 14th at the back. So they will probably be going to the end of the race, whereas these medium runners will definitely need to pit again. I think mediums last about 15 laps around here, 15-16 laps, so they'll definitely need to try and go again. Well, Finley with his AI and disconnect, trying to get back past KZ. Finley's AI causing a few problems there. Meanwhile, VQ and Killer Miller, as a safety car is in this lap, so we'll watch from the back of Dylan. I always like to watch from the back of the car in third. You get a nice onboard view of the two cars in front. Although, to be honest, maybe we might want to take a look at Joel's perspective from this restart. Person who's looking to gain as much as he can. He's got one pit stop out of the way, still very much up there. As Fresh Ibrahim backing up the grid, and he goes. Joel already getting a better run than Podgy by the looks of it. Will tuck into his slipstream, come back out of it. He'll definitely go on later on the brakes at the start. Yeah, he's getting past, soaring past Podgy here. Podgy backs off. Meanwhile, Adam and Finley battling. Finley's still disconnected. There's Killer Miller and VQ. Meanwhile, Joel just watching Dylan and Toto battle out in front. Trying not to get involved too much. He's got that run on Dylan. He's going to go for it. Oh, he's giving him a little love tap, but he's kept on the track, Dylan. Meanwhile, back. Bashka and Podgy Porter having a little toss there. Lucas Clark now up into the points as Dylan's gone round. Fresh Ibrahim getting a very bad run out of that corner there. Meanwhile, Toto Wolff defending from Joel. Joel going for the switchback. He's got it by the looks of it, as long as he gets left the space. Oh, he backs out, doesn't want to risk it. See what he can do on this restart. All these cars at the front got about the same amount of ERS. Meanwhile, K's just behind Joel, also wanted to get a very good restart. Vaughan going for the move on Podgy and his hard tyres at the moment. Meanwhile, VQ, I said earlier, he loves going for those overtakes. Gets past Killer Miller. Makes his way past Podgy Porter now. Joel, side by side with Toto. Toto. Oh, a bit of contact there. Both kept it going there. No damage by the looks of it. You can see Joel's desperate to get past here. He knows Kays is right behind him, going to be wanting to challenge. Take a look at Fresh Ibrahim. Goes rather wide there. Not the best run out of that corner. Meanwhile, Joe going for this move on Toto now. Will go later on the brakes. He gets past, but Toto will be able to fight back. Oh, they're so close there. Joel does get the move done though. Meanwhile, Kays, he's lost it. As a reset to track. Meanwhile, VQ getting 3 seconds. So we'll see if Joel can get the run on Fresh Ibrahim. He's definitely going quicker. Lap tyres are 5 laps younger. Oh, and Podgy Porter, he's lost it. Those hard tyres not doing it here. Meanwhile, Killer Miller in the pits serving. Oh, getting a front wing change, I think, possibly there. Goes on to hards as well. So, Joel going to be just behind Fresh Ibrahim here. DRS is enabled. Going for the move on this straight wouldn't be the wisest of ideas. Fresh Ibrahim on 30% less ERS. He's definitely wanting to get past this lap, Joel. He's so close to him. Oh, as Fresh goes a little bit wide. They go side by side, Fresh backs out. Joel will get a DRS on this lap anyway, so he'll just make the gap larger. Meanwhile, Podgy Porter just having an unfortunate lap here. AlphaTauri is not doing very well. Meanwhile, Fresh and Joel, back to these two. And Adam, actually looking to go quicker than Toto. He's going to go late on the brakes. Forces Toto. Gets Toto to brake a bit later as well. Toto's going to challenge back. Adam, a bit of wheel banging. It's good side-by-side action from these two. Meanwhile, Bashika getting himself involved. Just take that position from Toto. It's a good move there. Meanwhile, Lucas Clark, someone I forgot, up to P6 now. So up 12 positions. So, we'll see what he can do. Bashika will be on the back of Toto this lap. Fresh lost all that time to Joel, so Joel looks like he's going to have a comfortable lead. Meanwhile, Bashika getting past Toto here. Doesn't take a lot of effort. Lucas Clark looking for Adam. Again, Lucas Clark having good race so far. Let's hope it stays that way as we are a third of the way through it. Well, Adam on the back of Toto once again, as Lucas Clark following a good distance behind him that he could take advantage but not be too close to be caught up in an accident. So we'll see what he can do as Adam not going to go for the move on Toto this lap, I don't believe, unless Toto's gone a bit wide there. Meanwhile, Fresh Ibrahim has had a little moment here. He's had a spin. Adam is on the back of Toto, who's fallen out of DRS of Bashka in front. So Adam, oh, having a little drift there. I was going to say possibly get past Toto this lap, maybe not anymore, might be a bit too far back. Oh, forget what I'm saying, I'm talking complete rubbish. This straight is longer than a runway. That might be true actually. In fact, no, let me think. I'm sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. Back to the racing. Lucas Clark right on the back of Adam now. Still looking for that opportunity to get past Vaughan up into P6 as Killer Miller gets past Fresh Ibrahim, who's in the pits, getting some hards, go to the end of the race on them. So, few close people here. Looks like this little battle is going to go on for a bit between Vaughan, Lucas Clark, Adam and Toto. As Joel's got 6 seconds to Bashika behind him now. And Adam, he's not drifted it this time, and he's got a better run through the chicane than Toto. He will be going for it this lap, I reckon, and he will probably get it this lap. Toto doesn't have enough ERS to defend it. Which way will he go? He'll go to the outside. Meanwhile, Lucas Clark will follow behind. Is he going to make any moves? No. He's going to wait even longer. Also running very low on ERS. Meanwhile, Vaughan has a lot more ERS than Lucas Clark. Could he go for a move here? He's going to look for it. He's going to go side by side. Lucas Clark still there. But be careful on the exit. Is he going to... Oh, it's a bit dodgy there. He's kept it going. Not sure about damage. Maybe shouldn't have stuck his nose in there, but Vaughan he almost backed out before the corner, but stayed there. Meanwhile, he gets 3 seconds as well. Vaughan gets that position on him though. Meanwhile, Toto seems to keep going too deep at this hairpin. Someone we haven't talked about much this race, R.O. Lenny. Quite close to Joel's teammate of Crouchy. As he goes a bit deep. Meanwhile, Vaughan definitely going to get this move on Toto as Adam sets the fastest lap in that clean air that he's got now. He's catching Bashika by the looks of it. Meanwhile, Lucas Clark losing positions to Kays now. Kays making his way back up through the field. Possible podium back on for Kays. Who's the closest now? Crouchy to Lucas Clark seems to be the closest two cars we've got at the moment. See what happens. Lucas Clark made up 11 positions at the moment. He did get up to P5 at one point, sadly losing out on that. He's got no ERS as well. He's really giving it his all. Dylan gets a 3-second time penalty. Had a little spin, Dylan. Back up into the points though. As Vaughan has DRS on Adam, who doesn't have DRS on Bashka in front this lap. So Vaughan will want to get as close as he can as VQ getting past Fresh Ibrahim. Vaughan setting the fastest lap in that clean air now. Lenny getting past Lucas Clark. Lucas Clark into the pit lane. What's he going to go for? I would assume mediums. I think they can just about get to the end of the race, but he's gone hards and a front wing replacement. So he doesn't think the mediums just yet. So clearly did get damage from Vaughan, so that will be looked into by the stewards. As Dylan into the pit again. Adam not quite in DRS yet at Bashigan. Seems to be keeping about the 1.2 second range though, those two. So we'll see if Adam can bring that down and defend from Vaughan before Vaughan gets past and makes the most. Is Killer Miller getting past Finley, who I believe has still disconnected, yeah. Vaughan now making his way through that final chicane, round the final corner. Has he got enough speed on Adam? Adam with a bit less ERS, not going to use it to defend. She's going to try and break that slipstream. Will it be enough though? Vaughan going to go down the inside. He's got a lot of speed. Adam keeps that position. I think there might have been a bit of contact, but Vaughan just about getting past. I think he lets Adam go back through again. I believe there was contact. It's good racing from these two, good sportsmanship. Meanwhile, Kays makes the most of that opportunity, getting past Vaughan. It's all good being a sportsman, letting the car back through, but you've got to be aware of cars behind you that could get you there. So Kays now right behind Adam. I said he could be on for a podium again. As it looks right now, he is. Adam running in third. Adam lost a few seconds to Bashika now. Meanwhile, Toto getting back past Vaughan. Vaughan possibly making a mistake there. Crouchy gets 3 seconds. We've got a nice little train here. I think Vaughan must have damage actually from that little incident with Adam. Yeah, he's lost an end plate. So he'll be into the pit this lap. We'll see what he goes for. Meanwhile, Kays gonna look for the move on Adam. And he will get it done with ease. So, Kays will now be looking to chase down Bashika. Meanwhile, we have Dylan possibly going for a move on Lucas Clark this lap. Lucas Clark have about the same amount of DRS, but Lucas Clark doesn't have slipstream or DRS, so Dylan should sail past here. And he does. Good stuff from Dylan there. Meanwhile, Crouchy behind Toto now. And Vaughan onto those mediums. I reckon he can get to the end on them. Good tyre management. Just needs to be consistent, not take too many risks. As I talk about risks, who is that? Fresh Ibrahim. One of the people that was leading this race for a few laps. Now down in 14th, so not really worked for him there. Joel coming up on Podgy Porter to lap him. Crouchy getting past Toto as well. Some good stuff from them. Meanwhile, Vaughan and Lucas Clark, we'll see. 3 seconds is awarded to Killer Miller. Vaughan obviously not going to get it this lap. He's got country loads of ERS compared to Dylan and Lucas Clark in front though. Literally, Lucas Clark on 0% for a brief amount of time there. As Killer Miller has gone round, I believe must have damage surely. Possibly not, but his tyres are going to be very high in temperature. Lucas Clark is stuck in a Mercedes sandwich still. Now we have Joel getting past Podgy. He's the first car to be lapped. It's kind of a bit of a gap now. Kays is catching Bashika though. So we'll see what he can do. Kays still on those podium positions at the moment. Made his way through the field quite nicely. Meanwhile, Vaughan going for Lucas Clark here. He gets it. Lucas Clark instantly tucks into that slipstream. Vaughan got his teammate in front of Dylan. Will Dylan just let him go through, or will he challenge? We'll have to see. The nice teammate thing to do would be to let Vaughan pass, because Vaughan is going much faster at the moment, and he is much more ERS, and he doesn't really want to be challenging his teammate and risk damaging himself. As I believe Killer Miller has gone around again. That's definitely damage this time. I heard the crunch on the wall. Dylan just pulls across to the side of the track. Not going full on the throttle, does let his teammate pass. Good sportsmanship, good teamwork. We love to see it here. Vaughan up into P8 again. Got Red Bull of RL Lenny in front of him. Meanwhile, back up to the front of the field, Kays got ahead of Vashka. I didn't see that. Vashka's still with him though. Only 2 two close, you could say, people in the field, as Vaughan goes fastest, 119.9. Easily the fastest person on the track at the moment. We have to remember, these lot at the front, they definitely need to pit still. Finley getting lapped, shame for Finley. Disconnected. These lot need to pit, and around the now is the time they should be doing it, if I'm being honest. Unless they want to do a soft, medium, soft, in which case they'll probably wait until about lap 24 or lap 25 is about the latest they can really wait with these mediums before they start losing too much time, especially to a car like Vaughan. Yeah, as Kays and Bashik are both in the pit lane. A car like Vaughan really going through the field at the moment, catching these cars as quick as he can. Meanwhile, Kays in the pit lane goes to the mediums, so he's not going to go for softs, as well as Bashka, also mediums. Meanwhile, Vaughan not miles behind those two that are competing for podiums at the moment, as Kays has gone round again. Another reset to track for Kays as well. So we have Vaughan now coming up on R.L. Lenny, who's gone round. It's another retirement. Is that a safety car? This could make the race interesting. It is. So, Joel into the pit. He's gained a massive advantage from this then, as Adam is just missed out. That's really unfortunate for him. And Joel's basically going to come out in P1 because Adam still has the pit. His teammate Crouchy behind him in the pit lane at the moment as well, taking advantage of this safety car. Good stuff for Aston Martin here then. Fresh Ebram gets 3 seconds. So, as it is right now, the Aston Martins are basically on for a 1-2 at the moment. Toto chose on the softs, however. VQ got a drive-through penalty there, not gone well for him. Vaughan into the pits. Is he going to go for softs? He is. He wants this win, and he definitely wants high points. He is obviously still competing for that Drivers' Championship. Lucas Clark going for the safe option of mediums. Obviously running softs for 11 laps around here is definitely risky. BQ will pit for softs, but his race is over really. There's the drive through and he's only got about 10 laps to go. So unfortunate for him. Meanwhile, Lenny into the pit lane. So, what tyres will Lenny go for? I reckon he'll come out just... I think he'll come out either just in front or just behind Kays. I reckon just in front. Or maybe just in front of all of them. Sorry, I'm going nuts. So forget what I was saying about the Aston Martin Monte. It is obviously still on if Grouchy can get Adam. Just forget sometimes how short the pit lane is around here. Any other drivers going to the pit lane? Yep, Dylan. Get rid of those hard tyres. So he'll be jumped by his teammate. Meanwhile, Lucas Clark, drive-through penalty, speeding under safety car. Five seconds for speeding in the pit lane as well, so that's not gone well for him. Vaughan up into P7, just behind another championship contender, Toto Wolff. Crouchy does have a penalty, so we have to remember that. Right, so Joe will still be leading, and he's got the fresher tyres of everyone, but Adam Crouchy behind him as well. Bashika, Hayes, and then here are the real ones that are going to be a big threat to these top few up here. Right, so Toto, Vaughan, Dylan and VQ going to be looking to try and challenge those ones up there. Vaughan being the main threat by the looks of it. Lucas Clark into the pits again. I'm not sure what he's doing. I think he's trying to serve his drive-through on the safety car. Going so well for him to so bad very quickly. Very unfortunate for Lucas Clark, but he's proven he can race very well and race very fair, so that's what we like to see. It's just a bit unfortunate. Need to keep it slower under the safety car. Oh, and he's making mistakes now. However, your order as it stands right now is Joel, followed by Adam, Crouchy, Bashika, Kays, Toto, Vaughan, Dylan, VQ, Podgy, Finley, Killamiller, Fresh and Lucas Clark. I think the safety car will be out for another lap, just while this lot catch up. And then it will be 8 laps of going as absolutely fast as you possibly can. And now those soft runners, they're really going to be wanting to get going. I don't think Lucas Clark is aware you can't serve a drive-through on the safety car. But you live and you learn. You'll remember it for next time now, so. Obviously not fun for him, but he won't forget about it. So, as it stands right now, Joel is on for a win as the safety car is in this lap. We'll see how much Joel backs up the pack by. Someone I want to watch get at this restart is Vaughan and Toto Wolff. So we'll see how quick they can make their way through. Obviously they do have Kays in front, quick driver. I say that and he's gone wide and Toto's just gone past him. So is Vaughan, as they all come across the line now, and safety car restart. So, Vaughan and Toto already making up a position, but losing a lot of time there. Bashka on the back of Crouchy, not going to do much, but he'll still be there. And he's going side by side now with Crouchy, just backs out a tiny bit, possibly wanting to get a slipstream. Meanwhile, VQ has gone round at the back. Bashika. He won't go for the move there, it would have been a bit silly. But he was definitely putting a bit of pressure on Crouchy in front. Meanwhile, Toto, Vaughan, Bashika going slightly wide there, so Toto will obviously try and take advantage of that. He's going to be later on the brakes, does get past. Bashika still on the outside, can't really challenge though. Meanwhile, Vaughan just behind Bashika now as Toto goes slightly wide. Bashika now reclaiming that position, losing it again. Bashika just not able to get with those softs. Those have too much grip, so they'll try and fight one now. So Bashika actually gets a better run than Toto. So does Vaughan, but Vaughan doesn't want to really get in the mix with these two as right now. Toto very early on the brakes there. Meanwhile, we go to the back. Fresh Eva very close. Dylan very close. Adam still within that 1 second of Joel. He is losing a lot of time now. But it also does mean that Vaughan is losing a lot of time to Joe. And losing a lot of time. He doesn't want to take those risks on Toto, which I'm surprised about, as he is a championship rival. It's Fresh Ibram and Killer Miller having a bit of wheel banging there. So I think the win is definitely gone for Vaughan, as he gets a little slide there. But podium is definitely not out of the question yet. So, see what you can do. Oh, as K's having a bit of a challenge there. Gets past Vaughan again. Wow. Out of nowhere. Dylan just behind these two as Killer Miller's gone round again. Killer Miller having a very spinny race today. Oh, all it. Finlay has reconnected. Back up there again. K's back ahead of Vaughan. So Joel looks like he's probably going to get his third win of the season. Not only the only driver to get 2 wins this season, but the only driver to get 3 wins. And sadly, once again, Winnett's having an unfortunate race. Obviously, I think K's will have that 20 seconds worth of time penalties for those 2 resets to tracks, unfortunately for him, so that'll put him down a long way. So really he's just going to try and enjoy the rest of the race. He gets past Toto. Vaughan just looking at it from behind, not too bothered. So Killer Miller reclaiming his position on Finlay, who I believe is once again disconnected. Oh, I don't think he ever reconnected in the first place, actually. I think that was me talking absolute rubbish once again. Toto, Vaughan very close to Toto once again this time. Fresh Ibram getting past Dylan. Move. Vaughan, don't think he'll look to try and get it this lap. Toto very low on the ERS. Can't keep up with the cars ahead, just not got that speed. Once again going deep at that hairpin. So there's been an instant. Adam! Oh dear! Clearly got a bit too much curb there. Gone round. I think Vaughan will try and get this move done on Toto this lap because he can't afford to lose all this time. Yeah, he's going to sail past Toto. Look at that straight line speed. That's nuts. Crash very close to Dylan. BQ quite close to Lucas Clark. Is he going to go for it? Possibly. Does Lucas Clark sees it, leaves the space. Ooh, VQ a bit wide, very much. Good racing from these two there, keeping it nice and clean. VQ just going to claim that position though. Meanwhile, as it stands now, Aston Martin 1-2, unless Crouch's penalties are too great, and Bashka claims that position. Bashka looking to make a few mistakes at the moment, by the looks of it. VQ coming up on Finley and Killer Miller. Yeah, and he'll get past them both. Promotes himself up to P11. Right, as we have who is going to be trying to make a move on the straight, possibly Adam. Whilst Dylan on Toto Wolff. Mercedes of Dylan just following his teammate nicely. Lucas Clark 3 seconds is not going well for him at this point. But finishing a race in right at the bottom few is better than not finishing the race at all. So and it will be his highest finish. He keeps it here. I think it's his joint highest finish if he DNFs now anyway, because I think he finished 14th last week. So Vaughan not catching Kays, however Kays catching Bashka, who's gone round. Oh dear. Vaughan on for the podium if he can catch Kays. That curb seems catching people out a decent amount as VQ gets another 3 seconds. So Vaughan really going to push now, I think. Kays doesn't have enough ERS, but Vaughan's using all of his. Bashka reclaims his position on Toto. Doesn't have a lot of time to get that move done. Meanwhile, Fresh has had a spin back down into 10th. Those tyres once again are going to be very hot. Meanwhile, Adam and Pudgy Porter going side by side. Adam gets that move done. Nice and clean. Toto and Bashka still fairly close. Vaughan catching Kays. Meanwhile, Fresh Ibrahim spun again. Vaughan has DRS on Kays. They've both got barely any ERS. But Vaughan is on the softs. Kays on those mediums. Vaughan's softs are very old. This will be the last chance he gets really to overtake Kays. So it's all down to this final straight. Has he got enough straight speed to get Kays? Kays disconnecting. He's having Wi-Fi issues. Clearly. This could be very unfortunate if he loses out a race on the final lap due to connectivity. Vaughan got a much better speed. As Kays, oh, he outbrakes himself, but that's clearly just the internet. Vaughan's still right behind him. This is going to be close between these two. Vaughan does have that one DRS straight, but he does have a lot of speed on because of these softs. But will it be enough to get Kays? That is the question. and he's got to get K's, and he's got to do it quickly. He's got to use the speed that he's got. K's has kept it nice, so he won't get the position. So this looks like it's going to be the finishing order for today then, as Joel comes around the penultimate corners. Final corner now, and he'll cross the line to take his third win in 7GR, and I believe he leads the standings now. He'll be followed closely by his teammate Crouchy. He'll be followed by Kays, Vaughan. He'll be followed by Dylan. Bashika will then follow them, gets promoted past Dylan, followed by Toto, Adam, Podgy. Adam losing a lot of time. VQ. Lucas Clark, who's had a little moment there. But he'll still cross the line. Cross it in P11. Killer Miller will be the next one across. And then Finley, unfortunate for him. Driver of the day. Game gives it to Dylan. I need to take a look at who I think is my driver of the day. But an Aston Martin 1-2. That was not something I expected today. I'll say that. Joel winning, it was one of the contenders, I'd say. Unfortunate for Win, it's at first few laps, and Will on lap 1. Kay's putting up some good challenges, but having a few moments and resetting to track. Vaughan also having a lot of speed there, but just not quite enough. Dylan starting 16th on the grid. But actually, I think my driver of the day today is going to go to Crouchy. Started P9, but he kept it clean, he kept it smooth. He managed to pick up a podium to get that Aston Martin 1-2 along with Joel. I think I'm going to give Crouchy driver of the day today. But that is our finishing order. Joel also picking up the fastest lap, so he'll get maximum points. And that'll be it. So your podium is Joel, Crouchy and Kays. He'll be demoted, and Vaughan is therefore on the podium. So congrats to Vaughan, actually, sorry. He has that podium. Bashika will then be follow them. Dylan, Toto, Podgy, Adam, VQ. Lucas Clark will be just missing out on the points though. Sadly for him. Killer Miller, Finley, Fresh Ibrahim, and then it'll be followed by DNFs of Lenny, Woody Ketchup, Will and Winnets. So thank you all for watching. Been an interesting race, a good race, and a very dominant race from Joel. And we'll see you next week where we are at interesting track. We'll see you there.